This is Carolla Digital. Welcome to Hammer and Nails with Skip and Allison Bedell.
And we're here.
We are here, but guess where we are?
We're back in the Carolla studios. Oh, yeah.
Carolla Digital.
So cool to be over here, right?
Yeah.
Usually when we're sitting at this table in front of these microphones, we're like guests on the Ace Man
Yeah,
show.
and we're like talking about ourselves. And now we're going to sit here and talk about ourselves.
Yeah, it's kind of like weird to be here without the Ace Man, like doing our thing, right? We're just like doing it.
Yeah.
Doing it.
And today, instead of Gary, we have Caelan.
Yep, filling in for Gary today.
Nice.
Very excited.
Gary Halftard is in Vegas with the rest of the boys.
He is in Vegas with the boys. That's
When
right.
I remember when I was first, I wanted to send all the lackeys a thank you gift for helping out with getting our podcast started and up on the air. And I was writing a list of who to put on the thank you card, and I texted it over to Lynette, and I made sure I had everybody, and I included Caelan, and I included Brandon. And then, as it turns out, Caelan and Brandon
are the same person.
Is the same person.
Yeah, how exactly does that work out?
Well, as you may know, everyone here at Carolla Digital kind of has their own nickname.
Right.
And, well, I kind of was never really given one, but it was probably about 10 or 11 months into me working here, and I started doing Lynette's show a little more often, for crying out loud.
Right.
And a couple months into that show, after I'd been here for almost a year, Gary said to Lynette, "Hey, Lynette, by the way, what's this kid's name?" And she said, "Brandon." So that just kind of became the closest
awesome.
thing to I
By
got
the
for
way,
a nickname.
I'm Skip Bedell,
Oh, hey, I'm Allison Bedell.
and you're listening to Hammer and Nails
You
podcast.
wish you were Skip Bedell, bitch. Not even.
Oh, I mean,
You might think you have my balls in your hand, but you can't have them on you, though.
aw, I can have him bouncing on
Nice try. So, all right, so unofficially, I mean, like your supervisor is kind of Gary, right? Like Gary kind of watches.
My immediate supervisor would be Gary Halftard.
And being that, I mean,
Well,
if
I
if
wanna
he's
backtrack.
half tard, I mean, really, kind of, you could kind of be like quarter tard then.
Well, there's a Gary Fulltard.
Right.
At
Which is
the
a different-
place across the street. So
Right.
I could be a quarter tard.
There
yeah,
you go.
But
I think we just
unfortunately,
found.
I'm not,
I think
I'm
we
not
just
a
found
Gary.
name number 3 for you.
I don't like that at all.
You don't like that?
I wanted to actually back up and tell a little bit.
Caitlin's like, thanks a lot, asshole.
Little story about
Something.
when we went to the premiere of the Paul Newman Racing Life of Paul Newman movie premiere.
Yeah, winning.
The whole red carpet thing, and we were standing, we did the whole red carpet thing, and then there was other celebrities coming around doing the red carpet, and then Caelan and his dad rolled over, and we met them.
Oh yeah, that was a very cool experience.
Yeah, I remember that. That was fun.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun, and I'm like, where the fuck do I know this guy from? Like, we know him
It's from the
somewhere.
movies, man.
Who's your dad? Who's your dad?
My dad's name is Michael Bean, and he was the good guy in the original Terminator.
Yeah, so
The good guy,
fucking
right,
cool.
right.
He's the one who actually fathered John.
He is technically John Connor's dad.
right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right, in the original.
You know, his face is so recognizable, and you're right.
Yeah.
When we met him for
Throw
the
up a little
first time.
picture just so you can get an
Yeah,
actual face.
I mean, like,
Oh, yeah.
I was a little starstruck because being such a huge fan of such a classic movie, I was like, oh my god, when I realized who it was, because it's such a big movie.
Yeah, that's like one of those movies that you'll never forget. And it's just
Yeah.
like in front. There he is.
I love it.
Wow.
Yeah, not to mention he's quite a nice little piece of ass.
Have you heard anyone describe your father like that yet, Caelan?
Plenty of times, actually.
Really?
I cannot
Oh, wow,
say that I
okay.
can't.
Now,
Haven't heard that
have you
before.
gotten any ass as a result of being related to that piece of ass?
Not directly.
Really?
No. Yeah. Unfortunately, girls my age haven't really seen a lot of his movies.
Get
They're not really
out.
into the 80s action movies
What
type
about some
genre,
older
so-
ladies? Some cougars?
Yeah, there's been a couple cougars that have
Wow,
been there,
nice.
but, yeah.
There you
And
go.
did you get with them?
No, I did not.
Why not?
They seemed a little more interested in him than they did me.
Ah,
But you're like John Connor's dad's kid.
how fucking cool!
Making me John Connor.
Yes, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're John Connor's brother.
You're saving the world. It's
Yeah.
awesome.
I got 4 brothers, so technically there's 5 John Connors out there.
Oh,
All boys.
wow. God.
There's 5 of us.
Wow.
That's very cool, man.
So-
So were you even alive when that movie was made?
No, I was not. No, I was not.
He was just a little tiny squiggly in his dad's ball sack.
That's it. He was just swimming around in there.
Yeah, that was actually before my dad even met my mom. He met her when he was filming Aliens in England, so that's around the time that I still wasn't born for a few years after that, but yeah.
That's right. Your dad was in Aliens too.
Yeah, Aliens, which is technically
he meant also,
which is the second one. Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah,
right.
yeah.
Yeah. That's funny. Caelan was just swimming around in the nutsack, kind of like, just like, I'm in here. Somebody let me out.
Somebody, protect your eyes. I'm coming.
Wait for it. I'm here.
Oh, look how cool. He is. He's a very handsome man.
Yeah, and we want to thank you for being here with us, man. And we know you stayed extra today. And we're we're on this crazy journey right now. You know, we flew in a couple of days ago from New York, and if you heard anything about the experience we had when we got off the plane, it was just, absolute insanity with the whole, kilo debacle and all of that, just crazy. But we've been running around like maniacs the last couple of days, with all this. We have a lot of business meetings for endorsement stuff for me, and like just actually all good stuff, cool stuff.
Well, because you're too good to just contain. Like we need to share you with the rest of the world, and really you're
you really need to be my publicist, though, honestly, because every meeting that we go to, you're like you're just I don't even say anything. They're just like so what's going on?
I'm like his mommy, like listen to
no, don't.
My boy is a very good boy.
No, don't use that word. No. Publicist works better for me. Yeah, you're not my fucking mommy. You're not. No,
I'm just saying. Like I praise you, like the amazing.
No, but you're really good. Like
you
you think of stuff in these meetings. We get in these rooms with these big network executive people and all sorts of product and manufacturing endorsement people and agents and it's like I don't really get nervous. I don't think I'm ever nervous. I'm not even nervous in front of the camera. I don't know. I just kind of just like, it's just like one more thing we're doing today. And it's actually, I'm blessed. I'm thankful because a lot of people like just, freak out when they have to meet new people. I've never gotten like that. But sometimes like when they always want to know your backstory. They always want to know more about you because how can we make millions of dollars off of you? So give us more information that'll help us do that. And I don't know. I guess I always kind of forget to say stuff because I sit there and listen to you, and you tell me shit about me that like I didn't even know. I'm like, and there's that too.
Yeah. Well, because I've had I should be on Laksamana's resume podcast because I have such a long job history. I've had so many jobs, and I've also been in supervisory positions where I've interviewed people for jobs. I feel like I've got a really good feel for. Like when you're selling yourself, what to say, how to do it, and
right.
I feel like when there's anything like that you're forgetting, I need them to know it.
Yeah.
So I'm like filling in.
Well, you know what it is,
the
too, though? I'm
blanks.
finding it's like you can say stuff about me, and which I've said to you now in the last couple of days with all these meetings. I'm really glad you came along with me for the ride because, like, you can say stuff about me that if I were to say. I'd sound like kind of like a pretentious douchey,
depends,
right?
Because really, when you're confident, and for people who are looking for a job and you're going into interviews now, I will tell you, really, you need to do this. Talk yourself up and say, this is whatever it is you know how to do. Tell them you will not find somebody better than me.
Right.
And this is what I am good at, and this is what I excel at. And if you're looking to have blah, blah, blah accomplished,
right.
I'm the person who's going to get that done for you.
But, yeah, I get all of that. But I just have to tell you from sitting there in these rooms and having these meetings with these people and having you there is a very different experience, let's say, than going on any, like, regular interview because they already know who I am, what I do. They can go on TV and watch this stuff, right? So, but you're able to say, like, and by the way, the stuff you didn't see on Catch a Contractor and the stuff you don't know about him because you're all used to seeing him on the TV. So for me to say that, and by the way, guys, I can also do this or that, it kind of sounds like kind of douchey, a little bit, so like you come along and like you can say all that stuff and I'm kind of like, wow. All right. Yeah. And
I'm hired.
And that too. Yeah. I think I've said it a few times today. I'm going to keep you around for a while.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're a good chick.
Thank you. I love you so much.
You're fucking sexy, too.
Thank you.
Yeah, man.
I actually the last people that we spoke to, I just said, what did I say? That I'm happy that they're able to meet the most incredible man in the entire world.
Oh, man.
I said, and it's actually, it was to their benefit to meet you.
Well, very fortunate. I mean, you and me are best friends, and we're partners and everything. We do everything together, and like that's. I think just people like kind of who wouldn't want that? You and I each have never had that before. Like we always wanted it, but you never really had it. Like so, we finally have it now. Like after all these fucked up relationships and all the ones that didn't work out, right? Yeah. So this has been kind of a cool ride to do all this cool stuff, man, like TV shows and these big deals and radio shows, and now like the podcast with the Ace Man, and like all this cool stuff that we get to do together. We were actually, if anybody's interested in listening, there's another show now on Carolla Digital called The Great Love Debate. And they've had a lot of really good guests on it so far, and the latest was us. Yeah. Yesterday, right. We were on the show. One? Yes, we were at the Podcast One studio. So we were their latest guest, and I would also highly recommend this podcast, seeing as how I produce it. That's Unfortunately, right. I was not at your guys' taping yesterday because we were doing Adam Carolla shows here. But normally, I do produce that show, and it's very good for relationships. Dating, sex advice, tips, all that stuff is in there. So and it's a lot of fun. It's just a lot of fun. It was a fun show. We had a good conversation, but I know that a lot of people have heard bits and pieces of what we've been able to tell about our story and how we met. We told some on the Adam Carolla show, on the most recent one that we were on, and I discussed it a bit on For Crying Out Loud with Lynette. But I think we got pretty detail on the show yesterday on the Great Love Debate. Yeah, I didn't know he was going to. I had no idea he was even going to ask that. No, and I mean, the podcast actually was quite long, and we really had time. I never felt rushed at all. Like like especially when there's other people there. There was there was the Ashley, co-hosting. She was there with us, and so I was wondering how much time are they going to actually allow for all that, and it just felt like a really cool conversation. I didn't know if he was going to give me the hurry up face like you do to me. Well, I don't always give you that face. Yeah. You give me that face in the morning when I'm trying to get some ass before we leave for work, and on the way out the door. And she's like, "Really, right now?" And I'm like, "Yep, right now. Yeah, I need it right now. Yep." Yeah. And she's like, "All right, well, do it quick." Yeah. I get that face all the time. I don't want you messing up my clothes. You're like trying to finish when someone's looking at you. Like, come on, hurry up already. Or you could just that's sexy. You could just do it on my butt. Yeah, I did that the other day. It was fucking awesome. I don't want to take my clothes off. Yeah. Just turn around, bend over. Hey, man, whatever gets the job done. You are a trooper, though, I got to say. You're Yep. Never say no. No, I never say no. You've never said no. Not once. Nope. In all the years that I know you. Doesn't matter where we are, what we're doing. We've been in some of the most obscure, fucked up places and conditions, right, when you would never think, like, it's a good time to have sex, and we do. Yeah. And you're always like, yeah, let's do it. But you know why? Yeah. Because I love you, and because I want you to get it whenever you want it. And I do. And I want to make sure you're always happy. And I am. Yeah. That's the key. Yeah. Keep keep your man happy. Or keep your partner happy. There you go. Well, man, woman, whatever you're into. Yeah. It's about being selfless, not selfish. Yep. Yeah. Well, you're doing a good job, is all I can say. Thank you. What else were we gonna talk about today? What's his name? Don McLean. He got arrested for domestic violence, and there were. When was this? The American Pie. I'm so out of touch with what's going on in the world. We have spent the last couple of days racing around like Los Angeles on all that, the 405 and the 101 and the fucking third. How many highways do you guys have here? Oh my God! It's like the Marina Parkway and the 5 and the 9. It's like, how do you even remember? Like, thank God for Waze. That's all I can say, because I have no fucking clue where we are. I just go where, like, make a left turn here. I just follow the fucking chick's voice. That's Waze is definitely the way to go. But... And you yelling at me like, no, not this exit, the next one. Yeah, because you accelerate without knowing where the fuck you're going. And it's just madness, though. It's mayhem, and there's so much traffic, and everyone is like weaving in and out. It's like, meanwhile, we're trying to get to this place on time. And God knows, and we've been here doing this stuff, with all the show stuff and everything for a few years now. So you kind of know, you got to, if it takes an hour to get somewhere, you got to leave yourself 2 hours. I mean, really, like Los Angeles, certainly. Yeah, the 30-minute window doesn't work here. You need a 30-minute window for the 30-minute window, right? So we kind of figured that out. But still, inevitably, we're always like, rush, hurry, rah. And we get in the parking lot, park the car real quick, and get in the elevator, run up there, and then walk in. And it's like everything goes, ooh, just slow down. I'm like, hey, how you doing? Nice to meet you, right? It's like, it's this weird, frantic roller coaster that goes on here, and then somewhere in the middle of that, we like throw down some food as fast. Like we walked in. When I walked in the door, like I was hangry, right? I was like, hey, out of my fucking way, because we had this food that we went to go pick up. And I just wanted to get here and eat it. So I could smell it in the car, and my mouth is like salivating, and I'm fucking hungry, and I had to go to the bathroom like an hour ago. I had to really go. The past hour in the car was like urgent. So that combined with I'm hungry, and I know we got to get here, and there's only going to be like 30 seconds to eat before we start recording. And, oh, yeah, I got to pee really bad, the whole thing. And hurry up because of traffic. And it's like the whole experience is really it's like nuts, right?
Yeah.
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 But you do a good job of keeping it together, though. You balance me out somehow.
Yeah.
I don't know really
I don't
how
know. I don't know how I do it.
I don't know how you do it either. It's just, I think it's kind of like the thing you got going on. Kind of like you do the boob thing. You're like eyes over here, like check these out. It's kind of like
remember that? I used to do that with you when we were first together. I used to like do the hypnotizing. Like,
yeah. You know, like a hypnotist like waves a thing back and forth in front of your face. I would get like in like some crazy like pissed off state, and she'd like do that with her boobs. She'd just like take them out and she'd like swing them back and forth like nice and slow.
Or tell them what I do when you come home from work.
Right here, eyes right here.
What do I do when you come home from work and you're about to walk up the walkway?
Oh my God, dude, this is so cool. I'll park my truck in the driveway and walking up the walkway to the house. She opens up the front door, and there's like a storm door on the outside. You guys don't really have storm doors here, but we'll have like a full glass door on the outside of the actual door, right? So she opens up the door, and she's standing in front of the glass, and she will lift her shirt up like this, and jump up and down, kind of like chicks on trampolines, and like her boobs are just like bouncing from like her waist to the top of her head, you know. And it's basically like this, and there's nothing that could possibly like. You have to smile when you see that. It doesn't matter like how.
I'd be disappointed if you did.
Yeah, I would. I could be coming back from the most fucked up, stressful, crazy day. Hands banged up because I smashed them on something I was working on, or like, the traffic pissed me off, or whatever it was. I get out of the truck and you see the bouncing boobies, and it's like the world is good. Really, it's amazing what happens.
Yeah, honestly, bouncing titties is really all a man ever needs.
Yeah.
Yep.
It'll work with pretty much everything all the time.
Yes, and she does that sometimes too in the morning. Like when she'll be out in the kitchen, like making coffee, or like she likes to make oatmeal for me in the morning, whatever she's making. Sometimes she'll do it just kind of walking around like in her underwear and nothing up on the top, and she wears these like teeny tiny little G-strings and stuff. And I'll come out there to get my cup of coffee, and she just kind of greets me with the.
Yay!
Like, yay, you're here, yay! Bounce, 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 bounce. And it's like, I'm like, how do you can end your day and start your day like that? It doesn't matter what happens in between. If you start it and end it like that, it's good, man. Yeah, it's good.
You deserve it. You're a good husband.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that.
I'm very proud of you also.
I'm a lucky guy.
I wanted to also make mention of the fact that this year's Oscars, there's news that Spike Lee and Jada Pinkett Smith say that they're going to boycott the Oscars due to the lack of diversity amongst the nominees this year. And I was just wondering...
There's not enough racial diversity there?
Against the nominees. But I was just wondering, if they don't show up, is anyone going to notice?
Oh, God.
Really?
I don't know.
Is Spike Lee still alive? Is he still making what?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm not sure. Evidently.
I don't know. I don't even. What's the last movie? I don't even know. I don't know. I'm just saying. Is anybody going to notice? And does anybody care?
I'm not really sure. What's the feedback on the media? I mean, like, is it causing a big?
I mean, I can respect the sentiment in which they would like to boycott. Of course, there's always going to be problems with racial diversity in
Does that even still happen though? I mean, really think about it. Everything you see now is hosted by
Chris Rock is hosting.
Yeah, okay, I mean, everything right. It's almost it should be the other way around. Like, where's the white guy?
I know. It's
it's
like I don't know. I don't really want to comment on but you're saying that they have a right to feel the way that they feel, and that's all good. I'm not saying that I disagree, but what I'm saying is if they don't show up,
right,
is anybody going to notice or care? I'm just saying.
I probably will still tune in. I don't know.
You know what? I'm going to watch the red carpet, maybe,
Right.
and then we're going to sit back and watch our Game of Thrones on
I'm going
our
to sit
Apple
back
TV.
and watch you bounce your boobs.
Really? Yeah.
That is far more interesting than anything that Spike Lee could ever do, as
Thank
far as
you.
I'm concerned.
Thank
Yeah.
you. As long as I can keep you interested, that's,
All right.
that's all I really give a shit about.
Are you like midway through Game of Thrones right now, or you're all?
We are midway of season 3.
Oh, I'm so jealous.
You know-
I'm so jealous that you just still have all that
Right?
left ahead of
It's
you.
just starting to get really good. Like she just had the dragons. Like they're getting bigger and starting to burn people up and shit. And
Yeah.
it's like it's really. We have been hearing about this show forever,
course.
and even like with our own show, we don't have time to watch a lot of TV. We DVR everything, and then we binge watch everything. We even did the same thing with our own show, Catch a Contractor. So it's like, we've been trying to find time to watch some shows that we have stored up on the DVR, and then one day we're like, you know what? Let's just check that thing out, and we watched it, and we're like, oh wow, this is fucking good. Yeah.
We're always looking for a new show to binge watch.
Yeah.
And
I went over to England over the break to see my family, and there was
is your dad? He's British.
my mom.
Your
my
mom.
lives
Oh,
there
okay.
with my little brother. And I just binge watched like 3 different shows the whole time. I was there
wow.
Because I couldn't. There wasn't really anything else to do because my mom kind of lives out in the country,
Right.
and it was raining, so there just wasn't a lot to do. So
She must have been happy with that. You drove all the way. You flew all the way across the pond, and then you just watched TV the whole time.
yeah, well, pretty much.
Yeah.
We kind of knew that going in, but
Yeah.
that's what it's like in England.
That's
I
like
didn't
my
realize
son. My son lives with his mom, my ex-wife. And he's 18 now. So I mean, obviously we're doing different things now than we did when he would come and visit, or I'd pick him up for the weekend when he was a little kid. But whatever it was, whatever period of the last 18 years, we would spend the weekend together. I would finally get him out with me, and then I'm looking at him. He's like, on his phone, texting, or he's playing, his Game Boy. I'm like, really, dude?
Right.
Like, I've been waiting like a week to see you, and like this. That's it.
like my little brother. I go over there, and whenever we would go out somewhere, like to dinner, he'd be on his iPad
Right.
the whole time.
Right. Yeah. Well, I have to tell you, from a parent's point of view, it's not good.
Yeah.
That's not good.
You know what I wanted
great.
to? I also wanted to, while we still had time, I wanted to ask Brandon Caelan about
Quarter-tard.
your work as a lackey. Don't say that, because the whole tard thing came from the name being Gary. It's not just all the lackeys are tards.
Well, I'm just feeling like it kind of trickled down the line, and it almost seems like a
No.
natural progression.
No, it
full
doesn't.
tard, half tard, and
but those are Garys. That doesn't make sense.
All right. Well,
You do kind of have to be Gary.
Thank
But
you.
if I'm getting any of the tards, I would have to go with quarter.
all right. There you go. See, he's even on board with it. Mind your business.
Tell me, because being at the towards the, I guess you would say, lower part of the ladder.
Totem pole, yeah.
Yeah. Which job have you been asked to do that just really pissed you off the most, or like disgusted you, or you didn't want to do but you had to?
There aren't really any of those kind of jobs.
You haven't been in, because you guys are asked to do a lot outside of the realm of
the
9
only
to
thing
5.
that will kind of come into play is if Adam's doing like a Mangria signing on a Saturday at like a Ralph's or something like that, and there isn't anyone else to kind of go and help take the gear down and take pictures. So when I need to do work outside of my normal hours, which is I work from about 9 to at least 4 every day of the week plus Sundays. Wow. So if I'm asked to come in on a Saturday or do work on a Saturday, if he has a live show I have to go to, then I get a little antsy, because I've been, that's just no break any day of the week.
Is it salaried where you're?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
So you're like a 7-day a week.
No, I'm
on-call?
6 day a week, but Adam, is a comedian and he does all these things, so he often sometimes has an event or a show that he does on Saturdays as well, which means I'm working the whole week in that case.
Gotcha.
But it also works on the other end too, because of Mangria, his wine company. We're doing events now like bar crawls and beer pong tournaments, so sometimes on a Saturday I'll be asked to go to San Francisco and have all my lodging paid for just to participate in a bar crawl.
Right.
So
just to basically
I can-
hang out with everybody and drink.
Yeah, go up to San Francisco for free, stay there for free, and do a bar crawl all for free.
And you don't have a girlfriend, right?
I don't have a girlfriend.
So
no.
it's not like with Gary where he's leaving his girl at home, so he has to go and do that. It's actually a plus for you,
Yeah,
as opposed to you're getting paid to party.
Exactly.
Wow.
So sometimes it is a hassle to have to work on Saturdays, but other times it turns out to be a lot of fun, just fun, fun to work. So
That sounds like it would
kinda
be
goes either
kind
way
of a
with that
fun
one.
thing to do, right?
How did you get this job?
my dad was on Adam's show. He was promoting a movie that he made. And while he was there, he just said, hey, I got a couple sons. They make some good interns if you need them. And they said, yeah, we do need one, actually. So
And how
I
long
started
ago was that?
interning here. That was in, late February 2013.
Wow.
Cool.
How
It's
cool.
coming up on 3 years pretty soon here.
Wow, man.
Yeah.
What were you doing before that?
I was going to school and working at Coffee Bean.
Wow.
Oh,
I was doing
what is
those
it called?
good-
Is it a barista?
Yeah, barista.
I never know what's barista.
Yeah, barista.
Barista.
I got that job in high school when I was a junior and kept it for almost 6 years and was about to transfer to another college. I got all my general educations done in Santa Monica. And then I got this job. And it was pretty awesome. So I was
6
like,
years
might
as
as
a
well just do
barista.
this. Yeah.
Wow. Do you is there a barista school or is there a training program or
There probably is somewhere.
who teaches you how to put the frothy milk on top and make that little leaf in there? You know the
Well,
leaf?
I was never taught how to make designs.
You know
out
the
of,
leaf
foam
that everybody makes?
I couldn't do something like that.
I'm
But
always fascinated with that leaf.
yeah,
How do they do that?
The people there teach you
I'll-
when you train.
I'll Google it.
I almost
and
don't
I'll
even want
do
to
it for
drink the
you.
coffee because it's like
It's too pretty.
yeah.
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 That's what you often say to me when you're about to go to work.
Yeah, and then I
wanna
do.
mess it up.
Yeah, and then I do. And then I fucking annihilate it.
I'm just I'm an idiot. Oh God. I wanted to before I forget. I have a scatterbrain today because we have a meeting after we leave here, and then I am going to a spa to get something done,
Oh.
and then from there we're going to the airport. We have to return the car. We're taking a red eye tonight, and we've been up since early this morning and having meetings. And so it's like we're on the go, 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 go. So I've got a scatterbrain.
Thank God we're taking a red eye and getting home at 5 o'clock in the fucking morning.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be great.
It's okay.
Yeah, only to go back home through the freezing cold and this upcoming massive winter storm is about to dump a ton of snow on us, right?
Yep.
But there is something good about that.
You get to use your new snowblower.
Oh hell yeah! I just got this kick-ass snowblower, man. I'm so excited to use this thing.
It's snowmobile. I was like,
Nah, we have an ATV, like a quad or four-wheeler that's
Yeah.
awesome to rip around in the snow because it's four-wheel drive. I think it's so much fun. But last couple of years, we've been using our neighbor's snowblower, even when we're home. A lot of the times we're here in California, so he's been doing our driveway and cleaning off the property and all that stuff. And we get a lot of snow where we are sometimes. So especially the last few winters, we've really gotten dumped on. And it remained so cold that there was always a foot to 2 feet of snow all winter. It never melted, So every time we get another snowstorm, it would just pile up more and more. Right. So now this winter, who knows what the schedule is going to even be yet, how much we're going to be home, how much we'll be here. But unfortunately, the neighbor passed away. His brother took the snowblower, whatever. We're down to having someone come with a truck and plow out the driveway and the property. Or we were you know what, let's just get a snowblower. So Allison starts doing all this research and finds this kick-ass snowblower on this website. By the way, people, if you want to get a snowblower, look into, snowblower?
Snowblowersdirect.com.
Right. The site is amazing. You can find from any grade all the way up to the homeowner grade all the way up to professional models that are thousands upon thousands of dollars with tractor like a tank tracks and heated grips, and they're crazy looking at the whole range of prices and what they'll do. But the nice part about this site is that they will deliver it right to your door, free shipping, and also no tax, no sales tax. So the same unit in Home Depot was a few $100s more plus tax, and you had to get it back to your house. It's a big machine. So it was just a home run. So the other day, I kind of forgot we even ordered it. And I came home from work doing something, and here's this giant crate in the driveway. And I'm like, yes! Fucking snowblower's here. So usually I'm like, oh, no, it's snow. I'm dreading the snow because it means I have to bust out the shovel and break my back. Now I can't wait to fire this thing up, man. Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
what just made me sad thinking about is that, well, you're going to be able to dig out a nice little area for the dogs to go outside and pee and poop, but Kilo's not going to be there.
Right. Nope.
I wanted to thank everybody for all the nice messages that they've been sending us of condolences.
Yeah, everybody's been really very kind, and all of our listeners and stuff are always like they're just awesome.
Yeah.
You guys are great. We love you guys, man. Thank you so much for listening, always coming back, and always supporting us, and always going on Facebook and Twitter and writing such awesome stuff. We really appreciate it.
I'm going to be a wreck when we get home. I know that I'm going to lose my mind. I'm going to be hysterical and crying. I might end up in the psych ward because that's when it's going to all catch up with me because we've been too busy.
Right, a lot of distractions here.
A lot of distractions.
Right.
Xanax.
Well,
help.
no reason to get started now. We're not home yet, so
No, I know, but once we get
stay
home
in that happy place.
and I get into our house and he's missing, see
Just
him
think
already.
if I had a pair of boobs. Yeah, jump up.
You do that with your junk every day.
I do, man.
Oh my God! He tried to bird bath like Joe, our engineer, in New York.
Do you know about
did
the
you hear
bird-
about the bird bath?
I don't know.
You know about bird bath?
No, I'm not sure I want to now.
No, there's a lot of things that people do evidently with the excess skin on their nut bag, and
I've heard of these.
Yeah, evidently if you have quite a lot of it, you can have some fun. I don't know because I don't have enough to partake in these events.
Skip's got the balls of a 16-year-old, and Joe, who is our engineer at his studio, I think he's in his late 50s, but he's basically is proud of his balls that hang down to his knees.
Yeah, he will tell you about them.
A lot of skin. So he pulls on the skin of his balls and pulls it out
While he's in the shower.
While he's in the shower.
What's this one called?
Bird bath.
This is the bird bath, yeah.
So he pulls the skin out from underneath from his ball bag, and as the water fills
It makes
up
kind of like a cup.
the skin, then he bounces it up and down to let his flaccid penis bounce up and down, and that's like a bird bath, like a little bird taking a bath. Yeah.
You can picture that, right?
Now I can.
Yeah. So what was the cuckoo clock?
The cuckoo clock is when he pulls up the skin up over the
totally
over, like
totally
up to the pubes.
hides his whole junk like up to his pubes.
Yeah.
Like, how do you even do that?
He
How
pulls
much
it up
skin do you
over,
have,
yeah.
dude?
And then
A little too much, it sounds like.
Oh yeah.
And then he kind of like peeks out like cuckoo.
Cuckoo.
I'm like, wow, man, you have far too much time on your hands.
And far too much ball skin.
We had a guy come into the Adam Carolla show a little while ago. Might have been like early last year. And that's what he did for a living. He had a show called The Puppetry of the Penis, and he would just do weird shit with his dick and balls. And it was apparently a very popular show, and now has its own running in Las Vegas.
Did he do
It's been
it
going on for like a decade, maybe
in the
longer.
studio?
He showed everyone a couple of his moves in the studio too.
Oh my God!
I don't really remember them off the top of my head, but he was definitely standing there doing tricks.
Did
with
you
his
try
dick
to
and
just
balls.
get that thought out of your mind completely, or how do you not remember
It's
that, dude? Come on.
Well, as you can see, luckily I'm behind this wall here, so
Yeah.
I don't really need to look into here when we're all doing this. This is Dawson and Gary. They got no choice, but me over here, I got this nice little hiding spot.
Wow.
Oh, sweet.
That's a little too much information, man.
Hey, living in California, do you smoke a lot of weed?
I do.
Nice.
Do you have one of those cards?
I do.
What's your
He's a
air
chronic
quote
headache.
ailment?
Like edibles.
No, but what's your ailment? What is your?
Insomnia. Yeah, I have trouble sleeping at night. So.
Yeah, so it
right.
helps.
Right.
Sure.
Yeah.
Wow. And is that something like because you grow up here, like your parents are cool with it, or?
My parents were pretty cool with it. Yeah. I don't know if it's just growing up here. Like I had friends whose parents definitely were not cool with it. I still have friends whose parents aren't cool with it. But
Those are your friends. Oh, you're bringing over Caelan the pothead.
yeah, but my parents didn't really care. They kind of were in like the Hollywood scene and partied their whole life, so they kind of were just like, okay, yeah.
There's a very different approach out here. It's like people are like, there's a whole different vibe out here, which I kind of dig because people are a little more laid back. Like where we're from, man, you can actually feel the stress in the air. It's almost like
that's how it is for me whenever I go over the hill into like Hollywood and West Hollywood and that
the
area.
hill.
That's why I like living out here in the valley because it's so just kind of calm and relaxed. Every time I go over there, even if I'm going out at night, it's like everyone's so dressed up and they got all their jewelry and makeup and they're just talking about their agents and their Twitter, and I'm just like, it's just so much when I'm just going over the hill that I like to stay here in the valley as much as possible, just for that reason. Just because it's a lot more
interesting. People all think that we're from New Jersey, and our crew, after working with us for 3 seasons on the show, and even Carolla would fuck with us once in a while. I was like, oh, so how's it like living in Jersey? Like, dude, we've told you 100 times we're from New York.
Yeah,
it's
people
like
mix it up.
It's very different type of people, even though it's like, on the same coast and all. But I think that's what a lot of people think of, like that's how everybody is over there. Yeah. Largely because a lot of people like that are over, they really are like that. But from where we live, it's we're a little further away from the city. We're out like in the islands, so kind of like.
What does that have to do with weed? I wanted to ask him about weed.
I'm just talking about the different kind of people, like where we grow up, right? Because you asked like what's it like living in California.
You were just topic, I'm taking it.
I stole that shit.
You stole this. I'm trying to talk to Brandon here about getting stoned.
All right. Far
it's
away.
It's a topic I can certainly help you out with.
All right, yeah, go ahead. Do tell.
I was just interested.
That's about it. I just smoke a lot of weed.
After all that, that's it?
Well, technically, I don't really smoke a lot of weed. I eat it more of the time.
Really? How long does it take to kick in?
Like a half hour.
Really? Mm-hmm. And does it matter how much of it that you eat?
Yes. Yeah, you got to be really careful with the edibles, too, because you don't really know how it'll affect you. A lot of people really overdo it the first time they try it because they don't. It's a different effect. It lasts longer.
So it's more intense, right?
It's more intense. So you got to be a little more careful when you're eating the edibles versus smoking it. But I'm used to it at this point, so I kind of have I have my regular.
You have like a tolerance built
schedule,
up.
yeah.
Now, is that something that you do like all day long, or
no?
I
don't do it during the day, pretty much ever. One, because I really hate working while I'm high, so I won't ever get high before I come into work or before I have something to do. It's like it's kind of like Adam always talks about like having a beer at the end of the day. If you're lounging around all day long and you're not really doing anything, and then you kind of go for a beer, you kind of just feel like a slob versus working all day long, going home, cracking that beer, and he says it's like the best thing you'll ever taste.
Right, it's like you're rewarding yourself. Right,
exactly.
Right.
So I'm kind of the same way with weed, where I'll work all day long and then just save it till nighttime, and then get high and watch a movie and fall asleep.
So now, do your parents know when you're high?
Yeah. I mean, they don't. I mean, now I live on my own, so it's been quite a while since I've been high around either of them. But they were able to figure out a good couple times when I did get them high.
I remember, like way back.
Do you have any like tells, like anything that would tip them off to?
Me personally, no, it's just my eyes.
Yeah. Everybody has something that, like they do that's out of character when they're.
I remember
under the influence.
way back when, because I never liked it. I mean, I did it when I was younger. Of course, I tried it, and I was never into it. I was like never the partier, as you know. But I think I was in my early 20s, and the boyfriend that I was at the time, his family had they had a lot of brothers and sisters, a lot of parties, and they would invite over. So. I mean, it must be like 20-something years ago, but everybody was smoking weed, and they passed it around, and we all took some. It was like this is before everybody there was no it was a joint,
right.
And so they passed it around, and we all took some. And I remember thinking to myself, this is the most uncomfortable feeling in the entire world, smoking this. Next to my mom,
right?
You know what I mean? Like it felt like some people do coke with their parents. You know what I mean? But I don't know. It's like something.
Yeah, I
feel like there's that line.
I have plenty of friends that I grew up with they actually smoke with their parents and stuff, and that's the way they were brought up. It's different. Everybody's different.
Even getting high off pot, like the high itself is always typically more of it increases anxiety. It makes you a little more uncomfortable in social situations.
You get paranoid? Like you feel like
sure.
people know oh no, someone's going to know I'm high feeling?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and that's very common too. So even smoking weed by itself can be kind of uncomfortable, but yeah, when you throw a parent in the mix with you, especially one of the first times you're doing it, that's
it felt like I'm doing something wrong.
Yeah, right.
And and so I'm doing something wrong in front of my mom, but she's doing something wrong in front of me. It felt like nothing about it felt comfortable. Like I still to this day when I interview offenders who, and I ask them about their substance abuse history and what it was like growing up in their household, if there was substance abuse, and their parents abused drugs. And it's like I can't even imagine.
Well, there's like a major difference
household.
between abusing drugs and people that smoke weed once in a while. It's not.
But I'm saying, as far as witnessing
like
your parents doing drugs, like being under the influence, it's. I mean, I guess people grow up like that, and it's second nature to them, and they're used to it. But
it's also a different generation. It's like that. There was generations that that was a big part of the whole hippie scene and all that stuff. Like it was almost like people smoking cigarettes. It's just
I don't know. It just feels
and
weird.
today, it's so much more accepted than probably than it's ever been.
Especially
right?
here.
Yeah, just ask Caelan.
Yeah,
Exactly.
So what's your favorite?
All you got to do
edible?
is have a headache or insomnia, and you're getting some weed.
Yep, that's really all you need. Even just insomnia will do it.
Yeah.
What do you have, like brownies or cookies?
They have literally anything.
What do you like?
Now. I like a certain type of brownie.
And how much does that cost?
$10
For one brownie.
for one brownie.
And how long? What does that last you? Like, how many servings is that?
It's about 2 servings for me. I've built up a high tolerance.
Wow, cool.
So it can be about 2 servings or just one.
Right.
If, I don't know, it's a weekend, I have nothing to do. But they have brownies, cookies, they have soda, they have goldfish.
Candy,
candy,
everything,
gummy
right?
bears.
Yeah.
Do you
I
notice
saw
the difference?
Chapstick.
Oh my God,
I saw
chapstick, really?
Oh my God.
Like a bath candle. It's like a candle. How does that work? They're like, yeah, you light it and it just fills up the room, I guess. But it's really, I saw chapstick, and they have, what did I see? It was lube, like sex lube.
What?
Wow.
So that one, I guess you didn't really ingest. You just
Wow.
started fucking and then eventually got high while you were doing it.
Oh my
No,
God.
That's interesting.
no, that sounds interesting.
And it's flavored, so
Wow,
Oh.
so it's
Could
good for the
eat it.
oral
Yeah,
too.
good for
All
all
right.
around.
Remember the first time we went to Venice Beach, a couple of years ago, when we first started filming the show and everything, and we were riding bicycles down the bike path and stuff, and people just come up to you like we could relate it
dressed
to
as like a joint, with flyers.
yeah. They're dressed in like a joint costume.
Or like a green, the green plus.
Yeah, like a green outfit
instead
with
of the red cross, it's
like
a
the
green
shape of a
cross.
pot leaf,
Yeah.
handing out flyers, for a free medical marijuana card or whatever. It's kind of like when we go into New York City and people hand you out passes for the titty club or the free New York City tour
Yeah,
bus, the double decker or whatever. The same thing. We're like,
Such a different world.
What is this,
Yeah.
man? Like you just they're like, hey, you want some weed? And
Yeah, those used to be a little sketchy. Back 4 years ago or so when I was first getting my card, there used to be a couple in Venice where you'd find out later that they weren't real legit doctors, and so you used to go to clubs and it would say if you have a rec from any of these people, a lot of them in Venice, we're not taking them. I haven't seen those up anymore, so I feel like they've kind of weaned those kind of people out.
Wow.
right.
But it used to be a little more sketchy, those Venice doctors.
Yeah, they would have these people that were handing out the flyers in the pot leaf costume. They, we walked up to one of them like, what's up? Tell us about this, I just want to hear what the whole pitch was. And the guy was like, well, if you, does anything bother you? You have do you have a backache, a headache, a stomach ache? I'm like, really, dude? How would you know if I was telling you the truth? He's like, well, you tell me. And I'm like, all right, I got a headache. He's like, come right in. And it was $40, and you get this. That's it. Then you got
now
your card.
Especially with all the opiates, because they're used the walk-in clinics. They used to take the customers coming in. It would be instead of even going through insurance, you're paying $60 to see this walk-in clinic doctor. I got back pain. They give you your Vicodin or your Percocet prescriptions. But now they require that in order for them to even give you that you get an MRI and that you have actual physical evidence of the fact that you have this ailment that you're claiming to have to justify them giving you all of that.
That whole situation is way out of control. There's so many
but
doctors.
why can't they do the same thing now with weed though? Because if they're, you know what I mean? It's kind of the same thing. If you're going to a doctor claiming that you have an ailment and the help that you want is medical marijuana.
Yeah, but what MRI is going to prove that you have insomnia? I mean, he's saying he can't sleep, and what test is there for that?
You know, what if it's like shit on my point?
No, but I'm saying I hear your point. It makes a lot of sense. I just don't know how much water it's going to hold.
I'm saying just like any other medication.
It's medication not just for pain, but also for other things. Like my friend has ADD, so he says it helps him focus to smoke that. Which, like you were saying, what they'll do at my doctor's office is they'll give you 6 months if you can't prove your ailment. And then if you can prove it, he'll bring in like an Adderall bottle. Then they'll give you the full year. But with something like he said, with insomnia or like just joint pain, then since you can't really prove it, they'll just give you the year anyway.
Right. Right. Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, pretty soon it's going to be legal everywhere anyway. So what's the difference? Right?
I know. Yeah.
It's all good. You won't even need a medical marijuana card. You just walk into the store.
Not only can I not do it because of work, but I never liked it. Like when I was younger,
That's not for everybody.
No, I remember the first time I got stoned. The first time I got stoned, I didn't really get stoned because it was oregano, and somebody gave me some, you know what I mean? It was one of those,
first joint you bought, you got ripped off.
I was like 13 years old, I think. And somebody gave me some it was like something you would make a sauce with. But the first time I actually got
paprika,
really
oregano.
stoned, the whole coughing thing, where you can't fucking breathe. And I remember I had this energy, and I started running and running and
You're
running.
Like Forrest
and
Gump.
I remember thinking to myself, oh my God.
Just like running.
I could actually make this my way to get in shape is to smoke weed. I thought like I could just run forever. But
Where are you running to? I don't know. I'm just running. When will you stop? I don't know.
I didn't end up doing that. I mean, it was really never my thing. It actually it always made me tired. But I remember the first time I ever got stoned, I ran and ran for like at least an hour. And that was...
Where did you go?
I wasn't in shape. I was
you run
never
around the block? Like, where'd you go?
I live in an apartment complex, and I remember I just ran and ran around the apartment complex. I had
That's hysterical.
I had an energy that I never had before. I was never a runner. I can't run up a flight of steps, and I was running for
That's
like
what I'm
an
saying.
hour.
I can't picture you do it. Like you were so not into it. Like you would never get on a treadmill or anything like that.
I'm not a cardio girl.
How you stay in shape the way you do, I have no idea.
You have a lot of sex.
True. That's some good cardio.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, also what I wanted to do, because unfortunately, we usually go about an hour and a half, but because we have to, have all these appointments, I wanted to remind some people about you have that appearance at the Wisconsin State Fair Park Expo Center on February 13th and 14th. You're going to be there both days doing sign and autographs, talking to people, doing some seminars.
The home show, right?
Yeah, it's a home show. February 13th and 14th at the Wisconsin State Fair Park Expo Center. I have no idea where the fuck that is, but y'all can Google.
Somewhere in Wisconsin.
Yeah. And then on April 9th, you're going to be at Hofstra at the Nassau County Home Show, which is in our stomping grounds.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so we're really looking forward to that to be...
all the New York peeps, come on out and say hey, and let's do a little meet and greet.
April 9th at Hofstra University. So we also have a website, as y'all know, hammerandnailspodcast.com, which is where you can also listen to the podcast episodes, and you can also look up everything Skip and Allison on there.
Plenty of good Skip's tips on there too. Don't forget
There's a lot of tips. I've been tweaking this website, and you know what, people? I've gotten a couple of letters from people saying I can't find such and such. I would actually like some feedback from people that helps me to make it a better website. So if even just you guys are listening right now on your computer, just go to skipandallisonbedell.com and take a look through it. And if you guys have any feedback or suggestions, or if you can't find something you're looking for, let me know, because I want to make it better. And also don't forget that we have an Amazon link on there. There's a banner. If y'all can click on the banner, bookmark it on your internet browser, and every time you go to shop at Amazon, we would so love it if you would do it through our banner.
There's a lot of cool stuff on there, like all different tools that I recommend and things that you can use around the house, and all of your
links to things
beauty tip stuff and all kinds of girl crap and whatever it is you're looking for. You could probably find a link for it. So
or just do your own shopping at Amazon, but do it through our link. It doesn't cost you anything extra. We really appreciate it. So with that being said, we want to remind you, everybody, that we really appreciate you listening. We love you.
Thanks for coming back, guys, and always checking us out. And thanks to Caelan today for hanging out with us, man.
Caelan, you're the
Yeah,
bomb.
no problem. Had some fun.
Yeah, nice talking to you. I love that.
We will
Good
be
stuff.
back in our studio back in New York real soon and catch you guys in a couple days.
Adios.
Later.
This is Carolla Digital.